to do a quick video today about how to read an ADGA, American Dairy Goat Association, pedigree. So I will sometimes have someone send me a photo of a pedigree and say, is this a good goat? How much is this goat worth? Should I buy this goat? And the pedigree can tell us quite a lot about our animal that we are buying or considering buying, if you know how to read one. So we're gonna start here right at the top. Again, this is the American Dairy Goat Association pedigree. I couldn't tell you about the others. We're just doing that today. Up here at the top is gonna tell us the name of the animal to whom this pedigree belongs. Name, SG Sugar Moon V Java Pepper. The SG in front of a name stands for superior genetics. This is something both a doe and a buck can earn, and it is earned through milk production records as well as linear appraisal records, both of course being good, showing this animal is indeed superior. This is something that ADGA can award, but you have to earn it. But no one can just add this themselves. You have to earn that directly from ADGA. The next two parts of her name, Sugar Moon, refer to the herd. This is the herd name of the herd where Java Pepper was born. These are her breeders. All of the goats out of this herd have the name Sugar Moon before the rest of the goat's name. A common practice is to use the initials of the dad, the buck who sired this doe. So V in this case stands for Viva Las Vegas, who we will talk about momentarily. And then the actual name that she goes by, Java Pepper, we call her Java in the barn. So her whole name here. Beneath her name, you see all of this nonsense, which isn't really nonsense, but great information. So 5-star M refers to the fact that she is a 5th generation doe who has achieved her milk star. This means that her mom was a 4th generation milk star, her grandma was a 3rd generation milk star, and you get the idea. So Java's daughters who earn their milk star would be 6-star milkers, or her granddaughters would be 7-star milkers. So the milking star is something that must be earned through milk production and being on what's called DHI milk test. A doe never inherits her milk star. She always has to earn it by herself. And it is not just how much milk she makes, but also the amount of protein in her milk and the amount of butterfat in her milk. That actually gets into this next piece right here. This says AR 2016. So AR stands for Advanced Registry. This means that in 2016, she was on the Advanced Registry, which indicates that she not only reached the level necessary for what would be a milk star in milk production, pounds of milk, but also in protein and in butterfat. So to be AR, they have to achieve this certain level that ADGA sets in all 3 categories. They can actually earn a milk star by just achieving it in one of the categories, but that would be an ST, not an AR. That would just be a star, ST. So Advanced Registry in 2016. This information here is also helpful. LA stands for Linear Appraisal. So this indicates that she was appraised in 2017, 2016, and 2015. This is a clue to me that I can go to adgagenetics.org and actually look up her linear appraisal scores to learn more about her body type and style and scores. So this is a really good clue that I want to go look that up and find more information. Over here simply is her registration ID number, which was assigned to her when she was registered as a baby through ADGA. And then down here, we're going to travel into her sire and dam information, sire being her father, dam being her mother. You can see that both of these two also earned their superior genetics. Again, both come from the Sugar Moon herd. And what you notice that is different on a sire is they do not have the star M's like does do. Instead, you see here a plus star B. A star B is inherited when the sire's dam has her milk star in all three categories: pounds of milk, butterfat, and protein. So when Viva Las Vegas was born, he was probably born with this milk star B already attached to his name. He could also earn it later if his dam achieved her milk star after his birth, you know, a year or two later. Now a plus indicates that he has a certain number of registered daughters also on milk test who have also achieved their stars. So it's showing that not only does he genetically have good milk production, but he's also passing those genetics on to his children. So again, we see he was Advanced Registry 2015, she was Advanced Registry 2013, and she participated in Linear Appraisal in 2015 and 2014. So going back one more step here, we're gonna go up a generation. So this is the dam's dam and the dam's sire, and then the sire's dam and sire's sire. We see a couple of new characters here. This guy, Black Tulip, very famous old man, he's got 2 pluses. He's produced lots of daughters who gone on to achieve their milk stars. And then this one's different. SGCH, NC Promised Land. So we have that SG, superior genetics again, but this part, CH, stands for champion. This means that this goat was a permanent champion, meaning that they won their championship in at least 3 different goat shows. I believe it has to be under 3 different judges as well. I'm not 100% sure about that. But once they achieve that, 3 unrestricted wins, they become a permanent champion and get that CH attached to the front of their name. So if they also have their superior genetics, now they are SGCH. And just the last couple of things that we have here on Java's pedigree. It describes her coloring. She's solid black. She's a doe. Disbudded means her horns were removed as a baby. All Nigerian dwarf ears are erect, but there are different ear information depending on the breed of goat. It has the name of the breeder, who the goat is owned by, and date of birth, and then the tattoos that were put into Java's ears when she was a baby and when she was registered. So in her right ear appears the herd ID, herd tattoo from the herd where she was born. So all of the Sugar Moon goats born on the Sugar Moon farm have SPZ in their right ear. Ours at our farm is something different. Everybody's is unique. This will be unique to every single kid born on your farm should have your herd tattoo, and that is something that you register with ADGA. And in her left ear is E9. E indicates the letter for the year that she was born. So I guess 2014 was the letter E. And then 9, meaning she was the 9th kid born on the farm that year. So if you had 100 kids born, you would have, you know, E1, E2, E3, E87, E89. It would go all the way up, and you do them chronologically from their birth order. And this is cool. Java has an electronic ID implanted at the base of her ear. So I actually have a reader, and it can read this chip number, which is, you know, I just hold my little reader up to the side of her head, and boop, this pops out. An electronic ID is a really good choice for a doe like Java because she is solid black, and it can be very hard to read a tattoo in a solid black goat, especially one who is getting older and the tattoo might be becoming very faded. So she needs to prove her identity whenever we do linear appraisal or if I was to take her in the show ring. So at this point, I just bring my electronic ID reader and the judge can just use that since sometimes her tattoos at this point can be hard to read. Now, if I was to sell Java, which is unlikely, I would fill out this information for who the buyer is that I'm transferring ownership to, and then sign it. And then all ADGA pedigrees actually have this authenticity certificate that you can use to check to make sure that this is a real valid document and not a forgery. So quickly here, I just want to look at one more pedigree that would leave me with a lot more question marks, but I am still glad to have this doe in my herd. So we've already discussed all of the information about name and registration ID. But if you look here, this is Kamana EB Joella, sort of what's missing in this pedigree? To me, this is a pretty naked pedigree. I'm not seeing any linear appraisals. I'm not seeing advanced registries. I'm not seeing any milk stars. That means that these herds, or where these goats went to live, did not participate in performance programs. So there are no scores on record. That means I can't go and look up the confirmation of any of these animals. I have no idea if they're good milk producers or not, or really anything. So there's a few highlights in here. You can see her dam was a champion. She did have a linear appraisal once in 2015. And this, I also wanted to point out, not all goats are registered with the American Dairy Goat Association. Some are registered with the American Goat Society, and then there is one other that I'm forgetting the name of. So sometimes you'll even see sort of a blank spot in a pedigree because that animal was never registered with ADGA. However, they can be cross-registered, meaning they're registered in both registries. So in this particular case, you can see these new letters, AGS, American Goat Society, has been appended to the front of this doe's name, who is a purebred Nigerian dwarf, but registered with the American Goat Society instead of ADGA. So I am looking forward to working with this doe in her latter years of life to get some of those things under her name, get her milk star, have her appraised, hopefully go and achieve some things, even though she's an older lady when she joined our herd, but I think she's got the goods to work with.